After the news of the most recent Paul George injury, the Philadelphia 76ers now have a golden opportunity for the 2025-2026 season, and that is plain and simple. That is just to unleash number 3 overall pick VJ Edgecombe. Going into this year, or at least, the past couple weeks since drafting VJ Edgecombe, the plan was to have Joel Embiid and Paul George fully back healthy, and obviously those two guys would be two of your main scorers, two of your main options on the offensive end alongside Tyrese Maxey. You bring back Quentin Grimes as well, most likely. You're bringing back McCain from injury. VJ Edgecombe's down the pecking order. He's down that list. He's not really going to be counted on to contribute that much from day one. And sure, for a rookie as he eases himself into the NBA, that might be needed. But I think right now, in the wake of this recent news with Paul George's injury that we learned about yesterday, and also Joel Embiid, with the Sixers full non-transparency, basically, for lack of a better term, the Philadelphia 76ers and their fans are kind of in limbo in terms of what to expect, who to be on the court from day one. Are we going to be able to count on Joel Embiid? Are we going to be able to count on Paul George, as we saw yesterday with the news coming out of his injury? What are you going to be able to rely on? I mean, it's a messy situation here for the Philadelphia 76ers. You see this yesterday from Shams. I'm told Paul George suffered the injury during an on-court workout last week. The doctors felt like this would be an injury that would linger and opted for surgery. But I'm told both sides will be cautious with him, and the Sixers want to see Paul George return to the full form. And I'll preface it with this. I'll lead it off with this. Paul George is never going to return to that full form. He's never going to be worthy of this max contract that the Philadelphia 76ers paid him. And the more and more that they try to do this, the more and more stupid and more dumb they're going to look each and every day. I think that goes by. Sure, can Paul George be a serviceable player? I think so still in this day and age. But can you rely on him to be on the court for more than 50 games? Is it a player that you want to be your second or third option on the offensive end every single night? Do you want to be going into the season with the mindset that, all right, Paul George is going to be ready for us, and he's going to be, the third option on a given night when our guys are healthy, with Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George on the floor? That's what we kind of want to build our team around. That's what we envision building our team around. I think the Philadelphia 76ers have to switch that mindset and give the keys to a guy like VJ Edgecombe and grant him this opportunity and basically say, you were the number 3 overall pick. We have the faith in you to select you there. We picked you over Ace Bailey. We picked you over Trey Johnson. Go out there and earn your keep, basically. Earn what you think, or what the Philadelphia 76ers really think of you. And that is a player worthy enough to draft at number 3. Sixers might not ever draft at number 3 again in the Joel Embiid era, but this is a golden opportunity to do so, and they have the chance here with this kid VJ Edgecombe, who shined in his summer league debut, has not played since, obviously with the non-transparency of his thumb injury, his wrist injury. It's moved on and on and on. But the Philadelphia 76ers have this golden opportunity to basically give this kid the keys and say, go out there and do your thing from day one. And I think that's got to be the strategy in life, in sports, whatever you want to look at. Sometimes correcting your mistake or doing everything and using all your energy to fix your previous mistake isn't the way to go. It's better to sometimes just move it on. And I'm not saying the Sixers are going to completely move on from Paul George. I still think he could be a viable part of the rotation when he's on the floor. But in this scenario, it's kind of just time to turn the page. And the Sixers, I think, give them some credit, give Daryl Morey some credit. Even if this roster that's built around primarily Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey doesn't result in, a championship, a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals, whatever you deem as success, I do think the next kind of window here of Philadelphia 76ers basketball is looking bright. And I do think the best way to kind of get the most out of these young players is to throw them in the fire from day one. You look at McCain last year. You look at Tyrese Maxey, once he kind of got his feet wet. Quentin Grimes last year when he got, a full set of opportunities. All these guys were playing well. Justin Edwards. You got to give these guys an opportunity early, and I think VJ Edgecombe, give him a lot of pressure, give him a lot of responsibility. Go out there and be one of those guys. And VJ Edgecombe, it seems like he carries himself with a chip on his shoulder. He has like a motivational edge to him when he plays. I think he would fully embrace this opportunity that the Sixers could grant him and really try and make him, the third, fourth offensive option instead of like a 6th or 7th. Kind of, let's take Paul George with what we get from him, but let's not really count on him game in and game out. And it's a shame that the Philadelphia 76ers organization can't be transparent with these injuries and the claims. But you look at the past few years from Paul George, or even just since the Philadelphia 76ers have signed him, Paul George's left knee has undergone 3 different injuries in less than a year. October, a bone bruise; November, a bone bruise; in July, obviously we don't know. They just said he has an arthroscopic surgery done. George, who used to be one of the NBA's most athletic two-way wings in his prime, is unfortunately breaking down. And that is the sad reality of the situation. But that's also the reality of the 76ers, what they did going into signing him. You knew you were signing a 34-year-old guy to a max player. And we talk about these 3 injuries here. Obviously, they've all resulted in... they've all happened past his time signing with the Sixers. These have all resulted at one, he's been under contract with the Sixers, but that doesn't even include one of the most gruesome leg injuries that we saw. And I know that was a while ago, but that's an injury that could wear you down and limit some of the rest of your career as well. So when it comes to this situation, I'm not saying completely forget Paul George and completely rule him out for good, but it's like, I bet good money that he's not on the floor for the Sixers in game 1. Let's push these younger guys up in the rotation a little bit. And I know that they don't play the same position exactly, but I'm not saying that and saying he's going to take all his minutes at his spot, but give him his shots, give him his opportunities pretty much, and take what you get from Paul George. As I said, take what you can get from him. He's never going to live up to the $45-50 million contract extension that he has. But is he going to be able to still help this team and help in different ways? I think so. And I think he kind of, is looking in the mirror, at least he should be, at himself as well, and being like, these injuries keep happening. I need to do everything I can just to get healthy and be able to contribute somewhat. You're still going to get paid. You're still going to get your money. But it might be time for him to kind of look to the next stage of his career, of being more of a mentor, taking more of a back seat. And the Sixers are still going to be paying him. They're still going to have to shell out that money every single game on that big game check that he has. But it's just a unfortunate reality of a situation for Paul George, but it might open up a bigger opportunity here for VJ Edgecombe. And we saw with Jared McCain last year, with Tyrese Maxey missing time, with Embiid missing time, like Paul George missing time. Jared McCain was thrown into the lineup and asked to score, asked to shoot the ball, and he shined. And of course, unfortunately, he winds up getting hurt as well. But it's a situation where some of these things, as I said, you don't really have to. In life, you don't have to go back and fix every mistake that you make. You don't have to correct every mistake that you make, but if you learn from it and you try and move on from some of these mistakes, that sometimes results in the better thing. Jared McCain wouldn't have gotten these opportunities last year if it weren't for some of these injuries. You look at the Paul George contract, it's been a mistake. No doubt it's been a mistake. The injuries have caught up to him, and he's never going to be the same player. But instead of trying to go back and try to rework this, bring back the Paul George of the past, turn a new leaf, turn the page, give this opportunity to VJ Edgecombe to go out there, take those shots, take those minutes instead, and let Paul George play more of a supplementary role, more of a complementary role to some of these young guys and kind of take them under their wing there. I mean, the Sixers don't even give a full answer to what the injury was. Today, Paul George underwent a successful arthroscopic procedure on his left knee to treat an injury sustained during a recent workout. He will be reevaluated prior to the starting training camp. Reevaluated. It's not like he will be a full go at the start of training camp. You see this in the NFL all the time. Like, oh, he had an off-season procedure. He will be full go by minicamp. He will be full go by training camp. No, the Sixers don't even say that. He will be reevaluated prior to that. So if that happens, they could be like, oh, he still needs another 4 to 6 weeks before he can resume basketball activity. Then he's not even going to be playing in opening night. It's been a disaster situation. But instead of looking at it in a negative light and a negative aspect, let's look at to a positive and basically like, let's give the keys to the young kids, basically, and kind of start this youth movement. And once Paul George is back, we'll welcome him back with open arms. But for now, for the time being, we have to start focusing kind of on the future and what's best for not this team just in this moment, but going forward as well. And what we saw out of VJ Edgecombe in his one summer league game was awesome. Hopefully he's able to come back and play. I'm not sure if they're going to force him into the lineup and just let this thumb or wrist injury, whatever it is, fully heal. But this is the direction that the Sixers have to go in and start to turn the page, turn a new leaf to some of these young guys and really begin this youth movement for the Sixers. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. It's an unfortunate scenario for Paul George, but look at it as a big time opportunity for VJ Edgecombe and hopefully kickstart what the Sixers fan base and the Sixers organization hope is a long and illustrious career here in Philadelphia. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, if you haven't, please subscribe, please like, please comment, all that good stuff, and we'll be talking to you next time here on Sixers Digest.